Welcome back to another episode of the Tech Experience podcast. So, today we're going to talk about who makes the rules about AI. So, there are 72 countries with AI policy, over 1,000 separate AI policy initiatives globally, and yet AI is being deployed faster than any regulation can keep up with in almost every country on earth. In Europe, AI is comprehensively regulated from August 2026. In the United States, there is no federal law at all. In China, AI is regulated, but primarily to serve the state, not citizens. In Africa, we have policy documents that are largely copies of the European framework applied to contexts they were never designed for. Today, we ask who is actually making the rules and who is missing from the room. The EU AI Act became fully enforceable on August 2nd, 2026, the most comprehensive AI regulation in the world. Its framework is risk-based and unacceptable risk, banned outright from the February 2025 social scoring system. Like China's governance uses AI that manipulates behavior without people knowing. Certain biometric surveillance banned. High-risk AI systems affecting lives significantly, medical devices, hiring tools, credit scoring, criminal sentencing, risk assessment, border control, education. This requires rigorous testing, transparency, human oversight, and registration in public database before deployment. Fines for violation up to 35 million euros or 7% of global annual turnover. That's a real deterrent. And the Brussels effect is real because the EU is a major market. Companies globally are building systems to comply with the EU Act even when serving on non-EU markets. The EU sets the global standard by market power alone. But here's the critical question. Is a standard designed for European legal systems, European data infrastructure, and European institutional capacities. The right for the African, no. So should Africa adopt the EU AI Act wholesale or build its own framework from African realities upward? The United States, the country that invented modern AI, has no federal AI law. The approach is voluntary industry frameworks, executive orders, reversibility by the next president, and state laws that vary wildly. California AI Transparency Act, Colorado AI Act on Employment Discrimination, Texas Responsible AI Governance Act, and in July 2025, the Trump administration issued an executive order streamlining environmental reviews for data centers construction, removing community protection mechanisms in the name of AI competitiveness. In practice, AI companies in US face almost no mandatory transparency or accountability requirements. If you are a consumer or a community member in the US, that's not working in your favor. If you are in AI company, it's a paradise. China's approach is completely different. The government views AI as a strategic national and regulates it accordingly. All AI generated content must be labeled. AI systems must align with socialist core values. Generative AI services requires government registration. Algorithmic recommendation system, the kind powering TikTok, must be disclosed. Synthetic media deepfakes, AI generated news, clearly marked as artificial. China's regulation is some ways stricter than the West, but for entirely different reason. Europe regulates to protect individual rights. China regulates to maintain state control. Which model is better for citizens depends on heavily who the citizens facing which risk. So South Korea launched its Basic AI Act in January 2026. Singapore is leading globally on governance framework for agentic AI, the systems that make autonomous actions. Japan opened defense industrial policy for venture-backed AI entrants. For the first time, Brazil is grounding AI governance in privacy and fundamental rights. The world is moving, but it is moving in different directions at different speed with the different values embedded. Now Africa, and I want to be genuinely honest, Kenya has a 2026 draft AI bill. South Africa has AI policy frameworks, and by the way, which was reviewed and to be found it was generated by AI because it was full of AI citations. The same that happened with the company Deloitte, which was given work and it used AI to do the work, and the AI misquoted or has hallucinated and give fake quotations. So yeah, AI is being deployed everywhere. So Nigeria, Egypt, Ghana, are developing national AI strategies. The African Union has a continental AI policy framework. These are real efforts, but here is the structural problem. Almost every African AI framework is a derivative of the EU AI Act. Researchers at Tech Hubble and Masakian Community point out Africa is building regulations designed for foreign systems. The EU Act assumes functional data protection authorities, independent cost, technical regulatory staff who understand the AI, and companies with legal departments that can interpret complex rules. Many African countries do not have all of those in place simultaneously. And Kenya's specific position number one globally in ChatGPT usage per internet user. 42.1% of Kenya internet users actively use AI tools. We are the most AI engaged country in the world per capita. Our population is engaging with AI more than almost any other. What we have not yet built is the governance infrastructure to protect ourselves while we engage. That is not just a policy gap, it's an urgent priority. Episode 7, completely different energy. How has AI already changed your day without you noticing? I promise you, it will surprise you. So, what three things should Kenya AI law definitely include that the EU AI Act does not cover for African context? So, I've been your host, Ruben. So, see you on the next episode.